Minus A, minus A.
Minus A?
Yes, minus A. Minus A.
That's
minus,
good.
Minus A, Fali. A.
A?
A. You see, you don't have the bash profile. Now let me show you something.
Yes.
You don't have your bash profile. You see, you only have bash history.
Yeah.
You don't have the bash profile. Okay, let me share my screen. I think it would go faster if I do it. We have a whole chapter to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Right now, disconnect.
Yes, can let me share. Okay, so I'm going to need your student ID. So I'm going to show you how to fix that so that everyone else would be able to.
Is it 116?
You have managed to delete your bash profiles. Okay. Can you give me your student ID, please? Again.
116.
Okay, 116. Okay, I'm also going to get another student ID. I'll just get another student.
Hey, Bello.
Already, but it's okay. Okay, this is one of you student ID. I don't know if it's morning or evening, but I'm just going to CD. I'm in home Oracle, right? When I list, you have the files. When I ls minor A, you see he only has one bash. He only has his bash history file.
Okay.
And when I do it here, I should have more. You see, I have bash history, bash logout, bash profile, and bash bash RC, right?
Yes.
So you need those. You need the bash profile, right?
Yes,
and the bash RC. We already talked about the bash profile. It gives you the information about your data, your software, basically. So it gives information about your home directory, your base directory, the software that you're using. So if you don't have, let's get that bash profile to see what we have in it.
Okay.
And we are going to install 12C probably together. So you see?
Yes.
So all those information, you don't have them.
Oh.
So it doesn't know your Oracle base. Right now, the operating system doesn't know your Oracle base. It doesn't know your Oracle home.
Okay.
You see? It doesn't even know the host name. You see?
Yes.
So that's why you really need to have those. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to transfer those information to you, right?
Okay.
So simply SCP, these two files, and bash RC. Those are the most important ones. And I'm going to send it to student
117.
in your /home/ Oracle. But don't delete those files. Even don't trying to free some space and you come and remove here. This is really a bad idea. Okay, let's see if they are here. Okay, they are here. But now I'm going to need to edit those, right? I need to edit those, the bash profile, because you guys don't have the same student ID.
Yeah.
To change your student 116. Okay. Your Oracle home is /DB_1, right?
Yes.
Some of you have DB_home. Okay, good. Now I'm going to cut the other one, the bash RC. Okay, you're good. So let me try to restart the session. Let me just start a new session. Close. 6.
Emma, what's the batch RC for?
That's why it's my next question. I think that's why it was my next question too. Go ahead. That's good.
Yeah, it's a different bash profile. I mean, it's a bash file that contains information basically about the software that you're using as well.
Okay.
So let me, okay, you see here?
Yes, I see.
It's fixed.
Thank you so much, everyone.
You're welcome. Now I want you to share your screen.
My screen?
I want you to share your screen so you can connect to, let me not leave. I need to stop sharing. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just stop sharing. Can you share your screen and try to connect to DBCA if it works now?
Well,
Okay, you're good.
thank you so much, everyone, for sharing.
So when you don't have the bash profile, it will read the bash RC, and you may not have the bash profile, but it will use the bash RC and it would still work. It's just that you wouldn't have like Oracle at student, you wouldn't have those specific information, but you would still be able to. But when you don't have both of them, that's when it's like you really have to fix this. Okay, are we good?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Okay. So today we are going to start chapter 12. Let's start now. The sooner we finish, the earlier the weekend, right? Okay.
Okay.
So, good morning, everyone. Okay, first, do you guys have any question on chapter 11? No? Okay. Transparent data encryption and the virtual private database. So, you guys notice that there are many things that are encrypted, right? Like when you try to connect to some account, even for your bank account, you'd only have the 4 digits of your debit card, right, or credit card, or you'd only have the last 4 digits of your social security number, or you'd only have the last 4 digits of your account number and stuff like that, right? So secure, keep your data secure, that even the people working for those institutions, right, wouldn't be able to steal your data, your information. And even on WhatsApp, this is why many people love WhatsApp, even terrorists, because they can communicate, and talk about bombing and stuff, without being worried because of data encryption. We good? So it's good. I mean, it's good for privacy, and for DBA, this is what you want to make sure that the data are secure and safe. That even you, the DBA, don't have access to those data. Transparent data encryption and the virtual private database. Okay. Oops, why is it like this? Objectives, TDE, transparent database encryption. After completing this lesson, you should be able to do the following. Implement transparent data encryption, use TDE with encrypted columns, describe data pump encryption, define basic concepts of a virtual private database, VPD, apply a column level VPD policy. We good? So we'll finish the chapter today and we'll practice question 1 to, from this point to this one, and then last class, which will be on Monday, we'll do an example to apply for VPD, virtual private database, and apply a column level VPD policy. We good? Okay, let's move on.
Yes, Emerald.
Oracle Transparent Data Encryption, TDE overview. So it's needed for secure information, automatic encryption of sensitive information embedded in the Oracle database, no need to change application logic, encrypts data and index values. So you can encrypt the data itself, you can include columns, indexes, as long as they're arbitrary indexes, you can encrypt the whole table space. So using an encryption key, master key for the entire database stored in the Oracle wallet. So we spent a lot of time on page 4 to go over the whole thing that takes place. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
So on page 4, we see the transparent data encryption process. So you can see that on this side, we have the table, and we have its clear data. And on the other side, we have an encrypted. Sorry. And on the other side, we have an encrypted, we have 2 encrypted columns, right? Salary and card are both encrypted. Now, let's talk about what takes place here. If you get what is taking place here, then you will understand what's going on. Okay, you guys can see that there is an external security module. So basically, the master key, right, which is a key. One moment. Yes, so we're back. So we have the master key. The master key basically contains the information, right? It's able to cipher and to decipher all the other keys of the database, right, that are in the database. That master key is used to protect the other keys data, right? Because only the master key can decrypt and encrypt those keys, basically. And that master key is located in the wallet, right? So you put the master key in the wallet, and the wallet itself is located on the operating system, right? In the external security module. So it's not in the database, it's in the operating system. Now, are you guys having any question on that? Or do you want me to elaborate more?
Yes, can you please take it over?
Okay. Here, we are trying to, what we have on this page, right? We are trying to encrypt those two columns, right?
Yes.
We want to encrypt the column salary and the column card, right? So what takes place, right? What takes place? Basically, that's the question, how to do that. Now, you guys can see that there is an external, right, security module, basically. So the wallet is located on the operating system, right? There is a wallet, before even think the word, there is a wallet that is located, that is stored on the operating system, on the hardware, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that wallet contains the master key. That master key over here is used to protect the other keys, the other encrypted cryptographic keys. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
So all the other keys, you guys see that those keys, like here, we have 2 column keys. You have 1 column key for the salary column, and you have 1 column key for the card. So those keys are responsible for encrypting the data that we have in those 2 columns. You guys can see that here we had 11,000, 20,000, 11,000. Here we have gibberish and gibberish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 column keys are responsible for that. However, we need to know that the master key, right?
Mm-hmm.
The master key are encrypted. The column keys are encrypted by the master key itself. So those column keys are encrypting the column, the salary column and the card column, but they are also encrypted by the master key. Are we good? So the master key here is very, very important.
So what is the role of the external security module again?
This is where the wallet is located.
Okay.
It's on the operating system, like it's to show that it's not in the database, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's physical. It's an operating system. And it's secured. You need to know that it's secured. You cannot have, for example, since it's on the operating system, you cannot just open the wallet and have the information that you might be looking for each keys, right? Or you cannot have access to the master key information or any other key, right? So it's secure because the data that you would have if you try to open it would be encrypted as well. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
So there are physical files that are generated. Are we good?
Okay.
Do we understand the cipher and n-cipher? Okay. We do?
You said the word, the cipher and the end cipher.
Yes.
No,
What is that?
I don't.
Okay, let me open Windows somewhere.
Where do you see that?
What do I?
Where do you see that?
The cipher and the end cipher.
I just talked about it when I was explaining what master key does.
You say encrypt and decrypt or encipher?
Cipher and the cipher. It's the same. Encrypt and decrypt. Okay. Encrypt. Let me put it here.
Hello, can I record?
Encrypt. Decrypt. And cipher. The cipher. Encode. Decode. So all of those 3 would be used interchangeably. Like encrypt, encipher, or encode. Decrypt, decipher, or decode. Are we good?
Yep.
So for decipher, from gibberish to normal readable form, and encipher or encrypt is from normal form to gibberish form, right? So encrypted form. Are we good?
Yep.
Okay. So no need for an example, right? Okay. Good.
Give me one example, email, please.
Okay, I'm going to create a code. And you guys would need to decrypt it or decipher it. So I'm going to create a code. I'm going to encrypt something. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, who can decipher it?
You say it's a gibberish?
Why are you laughing, Natu?
Like it's Chinese.
Both Chinese and Arabic.
Yeah.
Only read the letters. If you just read the letter, you would be able to decipher.
Okay.
Oh.
T. T2 dollar at exclamation and T
Terminal.
T all 2 is
Right.
dollar.
Terminal.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you remove all the gibberish, you would be left with terminal.
Oh, man.
Oh, not you are very smart.
I said read the letters.
You remove the N, Emerald.
I moved the N. Oh,
Yes, yes.
okay. So it was terminal.
Oh, I got you now.
Ah, okay. It means I'm gonna open a SP file.
So don't. So we just deciphered, right? What we did
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
We good?
very good.
Are we good with that page?
Emma, I thought it's the computer that is doing it, or you're the one doing it.
No, your computer is doing it. I was just giving an example. You don't have time to be doing all the encryption, do you?
Okay.
From the salary, we can decipher too on that column.
Yes. We can decipher it, right, by disabling, or by closing the wallet, or by disabling encryption on that.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I move on? I feel like with this class, we'll be done by 7:20. I can tell already because we're not asking questions. So it's okay. If you understand, we can move on.
Is it because we are not asking question?
If you don't ask questions, I then assume that you guys are good, so I can move on.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I assume you guys are good. But I'll ask questions again around the end of the chapter.
You give $20 if you answer the question right.
Mm.
Those are things that we are seeing already. So
That's what I'm saying. You give $20 if we succeed in answering a question now.
not sure about that. Let's see. But I'll come back and ask questions about this page. How is TDE implemented? First, you need to set up the wallet and the master key. You set up the master key by setting encryption key. You identify the columns with sensitive data. You review the content and you encrypt existing and new data. So you can encrypt a column within a table while it already exists, or you can do it when it's new, well, when you create it. Implementing transfer. So create a wallet automatically or by using Oracle Wallet Terminal, right? So wallet, so that tool, we won't be using it. We'll do it on the operating system. Example, SQLnet Aura entry. Encryption underscore wallet location. So you see that the wallet location is located on the operating system. Now, it doesn't have to be in this directory, it can be in a different directory. So it really depends, but by default, with 11G, what we have, it's in a specific directory by default. You'll see that later. So this is the step to create a wallet. It needs to be created physically, right?
Yes.
Now, we implement transparent data encryption. Now we set the master key by setting the encryption key identified by password. So you need to make sure you know the password. Then we open the wallet, right? As the system said, encryption wallet open identified by password. So the step 3 is done only when you already closed the wallet in the past and opened it. When you set up the first time, when you create the wallet and you set the encryption key, it will automatically open the wallet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you guys can see that here it says future. That's because when you'll be doing it again, after closing the wallet, for you to reopen that wallet, you will need to use the same password, right? For the master key. Are we good?
Can you explain that again?
I said, when you set the encryption key, right?
Mm-hmm.
You specify the password. So as soon as you do it, it will automatically open the wallet, right?
Mm-hmm. So when you do step 3,
you do step 3 only once you close the wallet the first time, because as soon as you set encryption key, it would automatically open the wallet, right?
okay.
So it's after you close it, that's the SQL statement to issue to open that wallet again. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Create tables that contain encrypted columns. So create table, EMP, first name, blah, blah, EMP ID, number, encrypt, no salt. So encrypt, no salt is that you're encrypted without salt, so it's tasteless. So it basically means that it's the simplest way to encrypt. So it's very basic, but you can encrypt a column with no salt. Or if you add salt, it's you encrypt it, but with additional characters. So it's more complex type of encryption. And the fourth example, salary number 6, encrypt using 3DES168. This is certain type of encryption algorithm. So there are different ones, the ASA, right? So it's just a different way to encrypt a column, right? And it's more complex, of course. And when you just issue column number 6 encrypt, it will encrypt with salt. So with the salt option, which is an encryption option, which is a bit more complex than the no salt option. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
We good?
Yes.
So Emerald,
Yes.
so the more complicated the encryption, the more resources it uses.
Yes, exactly.
Also, in the wallet, just the password is found in there. Like, what other things can be found in the wallet?
No, in the wallet, we have the master key and we have all the other keys. For example, here, for the column EMPID, there is a column key that would be created, right? For the second one, the other one, there would be another column key that would be generated. And for the third one, there would be another column key that would be generated.
And all that will be stored in the wallet.
All of them would be stored in the wallet. Exactly.
Okay.
Right. And they are encrypted under the master key, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we good with that?
In other words, there's just one password that you need, right? The password to the master key, because once you obtain the master key, then you can unlock all the other keys.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. You only need encryption key pass. Are we good?
Yes, thank you.
We good?
Yes.
Okay, so on this page, you said which is the highest method of encrypting? Is it the salary one? The one
Yes.
3D, okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so the commission number, is that also another form of encryption?
Yes. This encryption is salt option.
Okay, so the lowest one is the no salt. Then
Right.
there's the salt, and then the 3D.
Exactly.
Okay. So what are the meaning of no salt, Emerald?
No salt means that it doesn't have the salt option. And a salt option is a type of encryption that allows you to have more special characters,
Okay,
right?
so, okay.
More
So,
complicated.
It's more complex than the encryption with no salt. So
okay.
each extra complexity, basically.
Emma, we are talking about, okay, salary number 6, encrypt using, is it a password or what?
No, it's not a password. It's encryption algorithm, right? So it's simply a way to encrypt for example, it's a way to encrypt basically data.
So like
More complex than even just simple encryption, which is encryption with salt option. This is basic. When we just issue encrypt here, it means that it's with salt. We good? We good? We not good?
Emma, I'm not still good. Yeah, okay, we're talking about the encryption method, right?
Yes.
So I'm just curious, how am I gonna know, or I'm just gonna write any special character?
How are you gonna know?
Yes, like.
Oh, it's not random. This one, no, it's not random. It's not random. If that's your question, that you are just guessing numbers here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think that the 3DS DES 168 is guessed. Is that your concern?
Yeah, that's my concern.
No, it's not guessed at all. It's not guessed at all. There are different types of data encryption algorithms. 3DES 168 is not the only one. There should be like six or five like that. Yes. So you will see them later, but it's not the only one. You should have like 5, even more than that. Like, are we good?
Kind
But
of.
at this class we see like 5 or 6, no 4. We good?
Kind of.
Okay. So we are not guessing here. There is no guess, right? Don't go and put something else. It won't recognize the encryption algorithm that you're trying to specify. Right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So, okay, Amira,
Yes.
so, okay, I'm seeing the table M, the first name is not encrypted, the last name is encrypted, but the employee ID, salary, and column number, they're encrypted.
Your first name is not encrypted, right? Encrypted. The last name is encrypted. But what are you asking?
I'm trying to, I'm asking if the column employee number and salary number, are they all, does it mean that they are encrypted based on this sequence?
Yes, they are. All the last 3 are encrypted.
Okay, okay.
It's just that they are encrypted with different levels at different levels.
Okay.
We good?
Mhm.
So the first one would be easier to decipher it. The second one would be harder. But of course, the harder it is, the more resources it requires and the more space it does require as well. And encrypt, well, it's in the middle. Are we good?
Yep.
So why does it require more space? I mean, I know it requires more resources, but like, why would it require more space?
It requires more space. We'll see that later. We'll see that in the wallet directory. You'll see that there would be additional files that would be generated.
Okay.
Depending on the type of encryption that is being used. Because it can be a simple information, but the encryption might take more space than the original version, you see?
Okay.
We good?
Yes.
Did you guys ever try to compare the size of the P file and the size of the SP file?
No.
Okay. Existing tables and TDE. What does TDE stand for again?
Transparency,
Really?
data encryption.
Transparent data encryption, right? Now you can add a column, right? When it's to a table, you can encrypt a column even though the table was already created. You can unencrypt a column. You can disable a column encryption, and you can add or remove salt, right? You can add or remove the salt option, and you can change keys and the encryption algorithm, right?
So does this mean that if we have the key, we can unencrypt our SP files?
Oh, no. The SP file is not encrypted.
So,
Not?
Mama,
No, it's not.
Really?
It's Oracle language, but it's not really encrypted.
Okay. But Oracle languages are not encrypted. Anyways. Okay.
It is encrypted. I mean, I see what you mean. It is encrypted, but in that case, we don't use the encryption. We don't use, it doesn't require master key, right? It doesn't require specific encryption. It is done at Oracle level, basically.
Okay.
Right? It's Oracle language. Those binary file, it's Oracle language. Like, it's not a specific encryption algorithm. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Amira,
Yes.
okay, I just checked the size of the SP file and the P file. I noticed that the SP file is more, it occupies more space actually.
I know.
Yeah, so
Like 3 times larger.
is it because
Even though when we create SP file from P file, right, we get the information that we have from the SP file.
and you say the SP file is not encrypted?
It's Oracle language. I mean, I don't want to say that it's encrypted because of what we are doing right now. It's different.
Okay.
Right? But yeah, technically it's encrypted since it's not, you cannot read it. It's unreadable, right?
Okay. Question.
But
So
way that only Oracle can read though. And you cannot encrypt a P file. It cannot be encrypted as well. We'll see that later. You cannot encrypt an SP file. You cannot encrypt a binary file.
okay. So are any of the files that we currently have in our database encrypted?
Excuse me, what did you say?
Are any of the files that we currently have in our databases encrypted?
No.
Okay. They're
By
just like Oracle
default,
language.
yes. By default, it's off. It's not enabled. By default, it's disabled. Encryption is disabled, right? So
Okay.
later we will enable encryption, and by default, it's not. The fact that it's in the specific, it's a different language that cannot be understood or read, or that is only understood by the instance, you can say that it's not readable, right? So it's we can say that it's enciphered, but technically it's just the Oracle, it's just the way the instance understands it, right? So the instance understands it, and from the instance level, you can still have access to the information you have in your control file. You can still have access to the information you have in your SP file, right? But in the case that what you are doing, encryption that we have here, you cannot have access to the column data. You just can't. Are we good? Are you guys seeing the difference? Like from the database, if you try to the table, it's encrypted. If you try to have access to a table space, the whole table space might be encrypted. If you try to have access to, let's say, the salary of the employees, it's encrypted. So you don't have access to any data. However, even though when we open, which is bad, which should not be done, when we open the SP file, you see gibberish from the instance. When you, whatever you select from the SP file, whatever data you want to see from the SP file, right, you will have those information. Same for the control files, same for the data files. So yes, let's not confuse both. So those data are not encrypted from the instance, but those ones that you're seeing here would be encrypted from at the instance level. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question from this page? We'll finish at 7:30, I can tell. Are we good?
Yes, amen.
Okay. But it was a good question, though. It was a very good question. Because they do look and they do appear encrypted, but at the instance level, they are not. It can be read by the instance. Okay, table space encryption. Okay, we need to know that the table space encryption was implemented with the 11G. So for any database under 11G, right? Any software before 11G, you didn't have the table space encryption option, right? Create table space, blah, blah, data, blah, blah, encryption using the encryption algorithm, default, storage, encrypt, right? So you can only encrypt a table space when you create it, right? Which is different from a table, which can be done even to an existing table. Are we good? Yes. No.
Oh, amen.
This is the SQL state. We say that first, table space encryption was implemented after 11G, right? For 11G. So for any software before 11G, it was not implemented. And so it can be done for 11, 12, and up. And it's giving you the SQL statement to encrypt the table space. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes. So if you change your mind and you want to just encrypt a table, then you have to unencrypt disable the table space encryption, and then encrypt whatever table you want.
What did you say? Can you say it again, please?
When you encrypt a whole table space, right? If you change your mind and you just want a few tables encrypted, then you have to enable the inscription on the table space, right?
Yeah, you'd have to close the wallet.
Close the wallet.
Yes. To turn it off, you need to close the wallet itself.
So close the wallet and create a new one?
No, you just close the wallet because it's at the creation level. It's when you created the table. We'll see later that you cannot alter table space and encrypt it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's only done at the creation level. So before creating a table space, you have to think about whether you want the whole thing to be encrypted or not, basically.
Okay.
So when you don't precise, it's not encrypted when you don't precise. Okay.
Yes, when you don't precise, it's not. Be good.
Yeah.
However, you can add the decrypt option, for example, meaning that you would be able to decrypt some data, right? So you can add the decrypt option, but you cannot remove the encryption itself. That's how it's created. By default, it's not encrypted, right? And you cannot encrypt an existing table space. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
So it cannot be done, not just decrypt it.
Okay.
So you have to recreate it.
Sorry. So in other words, you just have to just encrypt each table individually.
All of them would be encrypted since it's the table space that is encrypted. So all the objects are encrypted.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I mean like if you create a table space and then you decide that you want the tables to be
Yes.
encrypted,
Then
but
you
then you
move
didn't, then you move them to a different table space?
them to a different table space.
Okay.
Exactly. But you can, if it was created with the encryption, you cannot decrypt it.
But you just say she can move it to a different table space.
Yes, she's moving the tables, but you cannot decrypt the space itself.
Okay. Maybe with practical is gonna be better.
We good?
Somehow.
This is how it's created. Like when we did in DB1, when we set the storage for the table space, for example, right? Think back, either you put the right storage or you didn't. If you failed, when you were doing one exercise, I remember, if you fail, you had no option that drop that table space and do it again. So there are some features, some options that you add to a table space that they can be modified. You have to drop the table space before changing.
But you said it's possible to create a table space encrypted and put the option to decrypt, what's decrypt or whatever, to decrypt the data file inside, right?
Oh, I say that. I said you can move the tables to a different table space. This is what I said. I said you can move those tables to a different table space. And then when you move them to a different table space, if encryption is not enabled, you can decrypt those. So they are the tables that you would decrypt, not the table space.
No, I'm talking about the table, not the table space, the data file inside, not the table space. So it means that for you to decrypt those table in a table space that is encrypted, you have to bring it to another table space that is not encrypted. And
Right.
when they are there, you have to decrypt those table again.
Yes.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I thought that noise is coming from your end.
Considerations. Great for encrypting whole tables. Objects automatically created encrypted. All data encrypted, including data in term, undo, redo, except for binary files. Data protected during join and sort. Cannot encrypt existing table space. Use data pump. Create tables as select, alter, table move. Right? This is to move them to different table space. Table space cannot be encrypted with the no salt option. So you cannot encrypt the table space with the no salt. It has to have the salt option, right? At least, or the other ones, the other encryption algorithms more complex. Are we good? Okay, let's move on. Export. Now you can use data pump, and when you use data pump, you encrypt, while exporting, you encrypt some columns, or you can export a whole table space that is encrypted. So EXPDP, HR, the name of the table, the directory, the dump file, and encryption, encrypted columns only. So only the encrypted column would be encrypted. So you're exporting the whole table, and you need to specify the encryption password. So the encryption password is the same as the, well, it's the encryption password basically that we saw earlier previous pages. So your encryption key password is the encryption password. And then you import. You guys can see that for the export, we don't need the encryption parameter. So for the import, we import the table, but we still need to have the encryption key password. Are we good? Now there are two modes for encryption. We have the dual and we have the transparent. The dual is the password would be encrypted and also the data itself would be encrypted. And the transparent is for the TDE, for only the data would be encrypted and not the password. Are we good?
No, say that again.
I say that there are two encryption modes, dual and transparent. Dual is, it would, the password is encrypted and the TDE, transparent data encryption, so the data itself as well is encrypted, right? So the data that we have within the files, right, would be encrypted as well. So this is for dual, it's for both, and for transparent, it's only the data that we have that would be encrypted. Are we good?
So the password won't be encrypted.
For the second mode, yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. Transparent data encryption consideration. You cannot encrypt tables owned by SYS. Okay, so the tables owned by SYS cannot be encrypted. Long and large objects, data types are not supported. So you cannot encrypt long and large objects. The supported encryption algorithm are 3DES168, AES128, AES192, AES256. So, Koji, you see that you were not just guessing, right? Those are the 4 different encryption algorithms that are supported by Oracle 11, 10G at least. No salt must be used to encrypt index columns. So you don't, no salt must be used. TDE works with indexes for equality searches. Encrypted data must be decrypted before expression evaluation. Best practice tip, back up the wallet. So it's good to make sure you back up the wallet. It can be backed up in many and different ways. Are we good?
What is the meaning of that statement? Encrypted data must be decrypted before expression evaluation.
So before putting encrypting using an index, that would before using an encrypted index, right? The data that you have in the table, you know that indexes are used to facilitate specific cells within the table or columns or rows, right? So before being able to encrypt an index, you need to decrypt it before being able to have access to it. Are we good? Because it won't be able to encrypt you won't be able to encrypt a column, an index that of a column that is encrypted, right? So first you encrypt the index, and then first you decrypt the columns, then you encrypt the index, then you can re-encrypt the columns. Are we good? What's not good here?
I don't get it. Like,
you know that indexes are used to quickly find expressions, right, within a table,
yes.
right? And indexes are used to quickly have access to specific data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if the columns, let's say it's already encrypted, right? If the column is already encrypted, it won't be able to easily find the expression and evaluate those expressions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It
Yeah.
won't be, would be if trying to evaluate gibberish or find gibberish expressions. So you first need to decrypt it, right? You would need to decrypt the column or decrypt the table, then encrypt the index, then re-encrypt the data so that it would know that, okay, it's located there, it's located this color. For example, if you issue a SQL statement, it would know, okay, it's located at this row, this column number, this row number, right? Because it's not encrypted. Because it doesn't have the encrypted data, it has the decrypted data, even though the index itself is encrypted. This is simply what it means.
Okay.
Are you good?
Okay, yes.
Any other question from that page?
I have a question. So does this only apply to indexes? Like, so
By
if you want to like add like the unique keys and primary keys, will you have to decrypt it as well?
if you already have unique keys and if they are encrypted, yeah, you would need to. The thing, okay, what happens is that before you run an index, before you index a table, right? You first need to evaluate that table, right? You would need to first evaluate the table to see, okay, what would be the best index to be used for that table? So it would be based on the data that you have in that table that you would be able to know, okay, based on the data you have in that index would be the best option to be used, right? To quickly have access to the data. Are we good with that at least?
Yes.
So we want to first evaluate the data that we have in the table. Now, how do you evaluate the data if the table is encrypted?
You have to decrypt it first.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to evaluate it. You have to, for you to evaluate, to determine what would be the best index. Maybe you have different requirements. Maybe you want it to require be less costly, right? To require less resources, right? Or maybe you don't mind the resources. So depending on what you need, you would need to evaluate first a table, right? And then based on the evaluation, be able to assign what index should be used. And for that, the table needs to be decrypted. So I hope it's good. It makes sense now. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Okay.
I think we'll see that in chapter 14 if we do it together. 15, it's the last chapter. Okay. Are you good, Natu?
Yes, Amara, thank you.
Okay, overheads. 5 to 35% performance overhead. Indexes are using encrypted values. Each encrypted value needs 20 bytes for integrity check. Encrypted values padded to 16 bytes. If using salt, additional 16 bytes needed. No MAC parameter skips integrity check. Oh, guys. Give me one moment, please. I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. Sorry, guys, an emergency. Okay. Okay, so overheads, right? So what are the different ways that would take more resources, right? That would cause overhead on the database. So you have whether it's from 5 to 35 performance overhead. If the indexes are using encrypted values, all the indexes, each encrypted values need 20 bytes for integrity check. If the encrypted value padded to 16 bytes, if when you use salt, it requires 16 additional bytes, and NOMAD parameters gives integrity check. Are we good with that page? Any question?
Emma, excuse me, what the meaning of NOMAD?
It's MAC is for message authentication code. So no MAC is for no message authentication code.
Thank you.
So those are just all the different ways, all the different characteristics that would be responsible for causing overhead, right? That would cause, that would cause performance issues in the long run. Are we good with that? Hello?
Yes.
Incompatible features. Sorry. Index type other than B3. So it only works for B3. What's the other type of index that we saw in class together? That requires low, that is for low cardinality.
Bitmap?
Yes, bitmap. So B3 index are used for tables with high cardinality, right?
Right.
Okay. Range scan search through an index. External objects, B files, materialized view logs, transportable table spaces, original import, export utilities. So we cannot use TDE with anything other than B3. So with bitmap, you wouldn't be able to implement TDE, and you wouldn't be able to run full index scan. You wouldn't be able to use TDE on external large objects, on external large binary files like we talked about, right? Like SP file and stuff like that. On materialized view logs, on transportable table spaces. So you guys remember that we saw transportable table spaces in chapter 10, right? So you wouldn't be able to use transportable table space and using TDE to transport an encrypted table space by using transportable table space. It's not compatible. And also when using the original import and export, you wouldn't be able to do it. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you cannot transport table spaces that are encrypted?
You cannot transport, you cannot use transportable table space. You know that transportable table space is a specific type of data pump, right?
Yeah.
So we export the metadata, but we copy the files physically, right?
Right.
But we can transport the table space itself by using data pump. So transportable table space is not a convenient because it's faster, but we would have to use data pump and use the regular table space import and export when using data pump. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. TDE advantages, it's simple, can be done in 4 easy steps. And it's true, it's really easy. Automatically encrypts database column data before it's written to disk. Encryption and decryption is performed through the SQL interface. Yes, you're doing everything on SQL. No need for triggers to call encryption APIs. Views to decrypt data are completely eliminated. Encryption is completely transparent to the application. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. TDE disadvantages. Will not use indexes where the search criteria requires a range scan, right? Where account number greater than 10,000 or less than 20,000 will not work with TDE. Index is not possible if using salt. So you can only use the no salt option with indexes. We saw it earlier. Performance hit, right? So it does require more resources, and it does also require more space. Are we good?
Yes. Okay, Emerald, please, I have a question.
Fine.
So last class we were doing the cron tab, scheduling stuff with cron tab. It's not just backups that we can schedule with cron tabs, right?
Yes, you can schedule anything.
Okay, so now my question is, let's say for instance, we have payroll that we run every twice a month, right? But then some of the columns, like maybe the salary, if you have to multiply by something, some of the columns are encrypted. So does that mean we cannot schedule that with cron tab? Because like
you can still insert, it's just that the select statement, you wouldn't be able to see it.
Oh, okay. No,
So
I was just...
It's just that it cannot be seen. It's like when you have your social security number, you see that it's encrypted, right?
Yeah.
But it still has the data of your social security number. It still knows what the real data is. So if you have to run a payroll and the table is encrypted, it should go through. It will go through.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but
actually, as a matter of fact, right? Salaries are usually encrypted. They are usually encrypted. Salary and commission percentages are usually encrypted so that people don't know how much other people are making and stuff like that. So,
okay.
But
okay, because like where I was going to, it was just that, you know, the wallet has the key,
yes,
the password key, and like for Crontab, would you not have to be there to put in the password to get the information?
You don't put a password in Crontab. It all depends on what you put in your SQL file. You know, in Crontab, it points to a shell script, right? And then in the shell script, you have another script that would point to a SQL script. And then in the SQL script, it depends on what you put in your SQL script that would allow you to be able to do it, if you want to do it with Crontab.
Okay. Okay.
So it has nothing to do with Crontab. Crontab, if you can do it without Crontab, then you can do it with Crontab.
Okay. No, I just like where I was going is just like I thought that to run those kind of jobs, you have to unencrypt the data, but you don't.
No, you don't. You don't. Are we good?
Yes.
You can. And we'll see that later actually. How to, you can insert into an encrypted column. I mean, you can do it. It's definitely possible. To disable all encryption columns in database, alter system set encryption wallet close. Wallet must be done after database restart. Alter system set encryption wallet open, authenticated by password. Enable auto logging using wallet manager. Okay, we're not using wallet manager, but you guys can try. Or MK wallet utility. We won't be using that utility, but you guys can try. So, I'm just going to focus on those two. So if you want to disable encryption on all the columns, you need to close the wallet. Wallet must be done after the base restart, after system set encryption wallet open. So for you to reopen the wallet, you need to restart the database, right?
Right. So, Emerald, so the wallet, right, it has only one master key for all the keys in the database, right? Or is it like one key per table?
The wallet contains the master key and all the other keys.
Okay, okay.
Right?
And the master key unlocks all the other keys. Okay.
Yes. The master key encrypts all the other keys, basically. Yes.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. It can encrypt and it can decrypt the other keys, not just encrypt, decrypt too. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So this chapter, as long as you're good with the wallet, with the master key, and with the other keys, you're good. You don't need to go into too much headache. Okay. Wallet backups. Backup the wallet to a secure location separately from the tape. Backups. Okay, so you don't want to back up the wallet to tape, clearly. You want it to be backed up on the operating system. Use Arman backups, which automatically excludes the wallet.send all .s. So you can use Arman to back up the wallet. Doing operating system backups, exclude files .p12 and .sso.
Emerald, I'm sorry. Okay.
We do the practice, you'd see that as soon as we create the wallet, you'll see that you'd have .sso file generated or .p12 files that would be generated. So you'd have files that would end with those, with .p12 or with .sso.
Question, please. Going back to the wallet. So is it one wallet per database? Or is it one for like the whole operating system?
It's one per database.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Are we good? It's one per database, and you'll see why when we do the practice. They are specifically, you guys see where we have the scripts, where we have Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wallet is in the same directory.
Okay.
So, database, yes.
Emerald, just for a refresher, so what is the Adam directory for again?
Adam is for audit files.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So for the basic, we saw last time in DB1 that there are some mandatory auditing, right? That doesn't require you to enable standard auditing or fine grade auditings, right? So they are mandatory auditings, right? Even though auditing is not enabled in your database. So those types of auditing, like when you log in, right? When system logs in, and so for those basics, when you start an instance, those basics auditing information needs to be kept in the ADAM.
Okay. Because for some reason, I feel like my ADOM is always empty.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange. ADAM is not supposed to be empty because every time you start the instance, it shouldn't be empty. Let's see. I know that's not yours, but I'm going to see.
Okay.
Because if you remove ADAM and you try to open your database,
it will not work.
It will not work. Let's see if his ADAM is empty. See, his ADAM is.
Oh, okay.
ADAM is not supposed to be empty. If you remove ADAM,
but at first it's empty. Like when you first.
Yeah, when you just create a database, it is empty.
Yeah.
As soon as you start the first instance, it shouldn't be empty anymore. At least one audit file should be created. Yes.
Okay.
Even if you you want to create a database and you forget to create the ADOM file, it will still fail.
Yes, it would fail. That's true.
I tried it one time.
Yes, it's for mandatory auditing. It's mandatory.
Mandatory.
Mandatory. Thank you. Mandatory. Thank you. The American child. Thank you. It's mandatory auditing.
Okay. So Emerald, so earlier you say we have to go and look for the audit trail. So you may go and look at the ADOM directory.
Yes. This is the audit trail file destination.
So when we go in there, what do we look for?
What are you looking for? You can look for the data from the database, but we can read. Let's cut one of them. If we can see what we have here. Oh, I'm not in the right directory. Let me see the back to data. But you're actually going out, but it's okay. So you see that we can see what happened. It's basically monitoring what happened. Audit file, blah, blah, Oracle. So we see the system name, the node name. So you basically just have information. So it's only for just the, as I said, mandatory auditing. So every time you connect Assist DBA, it would it would save it. Every time you start up the database, it would be audited. Every time you shut down the database, it would be audited, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you don't have the audit trail enabled, right? We didn't do it in DB2. So you see that none of the databases have audit trail parameter in it, right?
Should we clear the ADOM sometime?
Yeah, of course. You don't need to have all those files. You should clear it. If it's taking space, just clear it.
Okay.
Just clear it. We good?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
De nada. Are we good?
We're good.
Need for data privacy. So let's come to what the example. So this is VPD, virtual private database example. Employees, protect salaries and commission percentage used in the remainder of this lesson. So this is the example that we will use. So of course you need to encrypt, you want to encrypt or to keep people's salary private because of haters, right? Okay. Online banking, protect access to accounts, web store, supply individual shopping baskets, web host, allow each customer to see only their own data. This is like WhatsApp, you know, everything is encrypted. So you can see your data, but someone else cannot hack into your WhatsApp to try to have access. The only way would be if that person directly has access or has your phone password and have access to your WhatsApp. So use in Oracle says online.com and Oracle portal. So we do need data privacy, or people with some sicknesses that they don't want to share their medical history. So it's good for data privacy. Can you imagine if anyone at the hospital had access to people's medical history? That would be good, right?
I never use it for.
Excuse me?
I said it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, it would be very bad. Especially that some people, they don't fear God, right? So, no choice. Now, definition and usage of terms. So if you're about to go break, and this is where you were at that page when you took a break this morning. So we are going at the right pace. Okay, fine-grained access control, FGAC, use of functions. I'll elaborate on that. Let me just read the whole thing first. Application context, to preserve user identity and serve as a secure data cache for application attributes and values. Application attributes used by fine-grained policies. So what is fine-grained access control, right? Right, that's the question. So basically, if you have data that are stored in the same place, for example, you have data located in the same space, right? Or within the same database, or within the same file, right? How would you be able to only have access to the data that concerns you without being able to have access to the data of your neighbor, to the data of someone else that is within your database, if I can put it like this? Are we good?
Good.
Right? We're good, right? So let's say, for example, for a bank, for example, you do know that you don't have just one database because you just open a bank account at Bank of America, right? So all the data would be located some of them in one database, would be in one database, right? So even in one table space. So fine-grained access control basically allows you to, allows different data owned by different users, if I can say it like that, owned by different users, to have different policies. So for you to be able to have different attributes, so for you to have access to those data, you need to fill specific characteristics, right? Let's say you have access, we both go to Bank of America, right? But for me to have access to my data, I need to enter my username and my password, right? And for you to have access to your data, you need to enter username and password, right? Or face recognition or whatever you use. So this is fine-grained access control, is that regardless of the fact that all the data are stored at the same place, allocated at the same place, there is still a way to have access to specific data based on specific requirements. Are we good? Oh, are we good?
Yes.
Should I say it again? No, we're good.
No, Emma, say it again. If you can, please.
Okay. What I said is fine-grained access control. It basically allows multiple users which have who have their data located within the same database, for example, to specifically has access to their data only, even though their data are located in the same place, right? It allows them by using having in the function, right, fine-grained access control, you only have access to those specific data that you're looking for.
Okay. All right.
Are we good?
So it basically limits the user's resource.
It doesn't limit your resources because it gives you access to your data only. So the whole point of this chapter is security, right?
Right.
So it gives you access to your data only without being able to have access to other data. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We can take a break now and come back in 30 minutes. What do you guys think? We're almost done with this chapter.
Sounds good.
Okay.
8:30?
See you guys. 8:27. He's trying to eat up those 3 minutes. No, I'm not eating that. Okay. See you guys in 30 minutes. So while we're on break, because you won't have time to be here until 10:30, so you won't have class on Sunday after all, because you guys say that you were, I understand it's the 4th of July, so, the 4th of July is on Saturday, so I understand that some people might go out of state, right, to see their families and stuff, so.
We have Friday.
We don't have class on Friday. We don't have class on Friday because of that gathering. I don't even know why they're doing it on Friday. It doesn't make sense. It's just that since it started at 10, I don't want the morning class to miss it, because you never know. You might meet someone who might have an offer for you, or who might call you to help you get your job. So I think it's more, you guys come here to get a job in the first place.
So what is the gathering all about?
Are they going to be recruiters?
You're actually meeting with, I don't know if some recruiters would be there, but based on what they said, it's like it would be a great networking opportunities for you guys. For us, I guess. So there are people who are still here, like my class, they will be there, your class. I don't know if the DB1 would come. Class before me, class 24. The person who shared was my TA, my half TA in DB1. So, I think now he's working now. So most of them already have jobs, or maybe there are new DBAs that they might be looking for. Anyway, it's always good for networking. So even though I wanted to have class on Friday, so you would be done with chapter 13, I think that it's more important for you guys to have that opportunity to meet with those people. You never know, right? And don't be shy, smile and talk, right? So, yeah. I understand that there is the COVID out there. Just make sure you wear, I will wear gloves. I wear gloves and I wear a mask. And I'll go, probably. Any question?
No, thank you.
You guys want class on Friday? I mean, it's too late, or?
No, my God answered my prayers. So.
Oh, you're loved by God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to remember.
Yeah, Anita, yeah.
What?
So you will have Friday and Sunday off. Wow. Okay. But next week we have class though. We have.
Okay. Anita, do you want to continue the holiday next week?
No, it's okay. I already have 4 days, so I'm good.
But you guys better believe that when we come back, we are going to strike straight with chapter 13, because you guys would have 5 days to go over the whole thing. To go over from chapter 1 to 4. It's actually a revision time, personal revision.
Am I over 4 days?
Yes.
I've spent almost 24 hours on one question.
It's not 4 days. Tomorrow is Thursday.
Emerald, we are working on.
Okay, you're right. It's 4 days.
Emerald.
Yes, I thought it was 5 days. But you guys are the evening class, so it's almost.
Donna will never go to school holding the hand and music.
So do we have like a set date for the final?
I need to see with Prof, because apparently my class is kind of late, and Bronte, Gaetan is supposed to take like a week off or 2 weeks off, but it seems like we're not very close to be done with. I mean, we're not really. I mean, our class has been really, really slow. So I will ask Prof if it should still be done in 2 weeks, or if I should take it easy a little bit.
No, Emerald, take it easy. After finishing this chapter, at least give us even 2 weeks for revision. Not that thing that you guys didn't.
Really?
No, say, Emerald, DB2 is more difficult than DB1. Give us time to revise, prepare question, answering question and everything. Go over the stuff and all the stuff. Not like you guys did in DB1. At least we are not just rushing to go and get the money, please.
You get the money.
Yeah, but it's better to understand, like only rushing to go ahead because DB1 is coming to DB2 and everything.
Emerald, some of us are rushing, please.
Just take it easy.
You guys understand the material. You know, like it's a 4-year program that you guys are learning in like 6 months.
Yes.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
You know,
so what I'm asking is just negotiate that after the chapter. We should get like 2 weeks, like 1 week to go all over the notes, like giving summaries and everything. 1 week to be practicing. Then we'll do the exam.
When we'll be done with chapter 15, then we'll do that. But I cannot do it, or maybe 1 week. See what we did. We had 1 week off, but no more than 1 week off though.
Chai, Emerald. You are more than Prof. Emerald. Chai. Emerald
too as well.
But trust me, DB2 is the hardest class. Honestly,
yes, that's true.
Hard. It's really not that hard at all, honestly. You're just doing researches. Just hang on and don't give up when you get to, it's easy to just get in project to just neglect it, but trust me, DB2 is the hardest class of all of them. And then of course, everything else is easier, kind of easier.
And so you want to give us just 1 week revision. Chai, Emerald.
It's the crash course. That's the whole point of we put you a lot of pressure so that you guys.
Yeah, so 2 weeks revision at least. We had the pressure when we're doing already the classes and everything. So at least for revision, just give us 2 weeks. Considering that other people are working and they have to come back, kids and everything, then try to
Not to
read.
don't
Aye.
they always sustain with them over there.
But you guys know that the DB2 exam takes 1 week, even more, right? You guys will have 1 week and a half to work to take
No,
the.
Emery, if we don't prepare well, that 1 week we'll even finish in 1 month.
No, come on. No,
If we don't prepare well, we'll write that exam for a month.
I believe in you guys. I don't think you guys will take 1 month.
Okay.
No, this is not a matter of being.
That's what we did in DB1 now. Instead of 2 days, people wrote it for 3-4 days.
1 week.
Okay, thank you. So imagine DB2 that is harder than DB1.
They were not writing back to back. They took 2 days off and then they came back, you know. But DB2, honestly, you're really literally working back to back for a week. For some people. And some people don't even pass. They just prof won't do anything though, even if you don't pass. But it's good for
That's
yourself.
what we want. We want to pass.
Yeah, I know. We want to pass. And it's good to pass. So you know that, okay, I can actually apply for a junior DBA job somewhere. Yeah.
I can see. Brian.
Yes.
I call anything my call.
You don't see my miss call back for you.
That's good.
Yeah. Right. They said hold on, I didn't even. They said hold on, and also and I didn't weekend. That not do go smooth bang so he. Well,
Bello. Bello.
yeah.
How is it?
Okay, so virtual private database overview. Virtual private database, VPD consists of fine-grained access control, secure application context. VPD uses policies and to add conditions to SQL statement that protect sensitive data. VPD provides row-level access control. Application attributes defined inside an application context are used by fine-grained access policies. Application attributes basically contain the information about the table or about specific application. Who's the host? Please, can you mute? Thanks. Any question on that page? No? Virtual private database features. Column level VPD enforces row level access control based on access security level. Access security columns. With customization, you can define static and non-static policies. You guys remember policies, right? We saw them in DB1 when we were creating fine-grained auditing policies. Anyone remembers? No? Okay. Policy type can be index. Policy predicate text string can be size of 32K kilobytes. Column level VPD example. So here we are going to see the example so that what we saw earlier makes more sense. Statements are not always rewritten. Consider a policy protecting the salary and commission percentage of the employee table. Fine-grained access control is not needed for this query when we select last underscore name from employees. However, it is enforced when we specify the column names that are that have fine-grained access control. We good? No? No? Am I having a network issue here?
We're good.
Creating a column level policy. So you grant a privilege and you create a function and you apply the policy to the object. Does this look familiar? No? No? Okay. MEMS underscore LLC. So this is how we create a policy. We are creating a policy here for.
Did we do that?
Excuse me?
I don't remember that.
We did something very similar when we were creating creating a fine-grained policy, fine-grained for auditing, fine-grained auditing policy. Like this one is fine-grained access control policy. We did it in DB1. Okay. So we create a function, object name employee. So on the table employees, policy name HR policy, function schema HR, the function of the policy HR, statement types for all the select and insert statement, and the changes would be applied, would be active for the columns, salary, and commission underscore percentage. We good? So this is how you create fine-grained access control policy. We will do the example on Monday because we won't have the time to do it. We just do the practice that we have on the end of this class. But we did something very similar in DB1 when we were creating the fine-grained auditing policy. You guys don't remember? No.
I remember doing the theory, but I don't remember doing the practicals for fine-grained policy.
I remember doing the practical with you guys. Summary, in this lesson, you should have learned how to implement transparent data encryption, use TDE with encrypted columns, define basic concepts of a virtual private database, apply a column level VPD policy. So we'll do the first one, the second, and just defining the concepts of virtual private database and apply a column level VPD. We do that on Monday. It doesn't take long, just can do it for 1 hour and then move on to chapter 15. Encryption in practice, not a solution to all security problems. So it's not the only way, right, to secure data. Present only one layer of Oracle security model, should be implemented in combination with DataPerm, Arman, VPD, and data masking. PCR's requirement to change regularly. Encryption key is difficult to achieve, only as safe as your wallet. With TDE, there is no reason why your data file should stay unsecure. So it is still very secure. So are we good? We good with this chapter? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, let's go with the practice and see how it goes.
Okay. I need a student ID. Actually do have one. I use Valis.
Use to the 27.
Why? I cannot use student 27. Student 27 has a lot of stuff going on.
Bello, help.
Huh?
I need to record. I have a problem with my laptop.
I gave you, okay, let me give you again.
Okay.
Then you want to record at the end of the class?
No, we're starting the practice.
Shut
so
up.
it's actually
Do it again, Bello.
It's the best time to record.
Okay.
those are the people who just do the experimental without understanding the theory. It's okay. Level. Good. How close to the end we are. Okay. That's it. Monday, next class. Wow, we'll almost start performance tuning soon. Next week we start performance tuning and then install Oracle 12c the weeks after that. I miss you guys. Kind of. Okay. Assignment 12, transparent data encryption. Please download blah blah. Assignment, TSDMO. Create an encrypted table space called people's tools. Copy, move. Well, I don't know what they wanted to say by copy, move, but I guess they mean copy or move. I mean, let's just say move the table, sys ADM, whatever, to the table space people's tools. Perform a data perm export of the people's tools table space. Okay, now let's do this. What are you asking? Create an encrypted table space. Okay. Let's check the status first. Encryption or wallet. Okay. Now let's select all. Select all from VDOLA encryption underscore wallet. So you can see that it is closed as expected. By default, it's completely disabled and it's closed. So any remark? I don't see something is weird here. No. If I think something is weird, I won't say it. No, no suggestion. No, I'm asking if you got a remark to make based on the SQL statement that I just issued.
Oh, the directory is the same directory where the ADOM is.
Yes, but have you ever seen that wallet directory one day?
No, I never saw. That's what I wanted to ask, because when we get to the
this is what I
ADOM,
wanted to ask you.
It's not there.
Exactly. Let's go see if it's there. This is what I was waiting. Someone has been going back and forth, which is good. So let's see. Let's go to TSDMO and let's list it. Wow.
See,
It only has ADAM. Only ADAM. So it doesn't even have.
Hi.
Excuse me?
No, I said, how is it come up on that directory?
Is
on that location?
It's on the at the instance level. This is where it should be at the instance level. This is where it is at the instance level, right? But physically it's not there. So you want to create it, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to create it. R SPV. We're going to create a directory where the wallet is. Now we have our wallet, and if we cd to the wallet, you can see that it's empty, right? Now we connect back to SQL. Now we want to create the master key as well. The status is the same. It's not about creating it. Okay, let's check the what status.
I thought you wanted to open it.
Yes, we are going to open it. We see it's still closed, except that the physical location now does exist. The first time it did not exist. Now we are going to create a master key, alter and attach the master key to the wallet. The system set encryption key, and you put the password. Authenticated. All right, let's just put wrong tech 1. Now it's altered, and when we select all from encryption underscore wallet, what do we get? Now it's open, right?
Yes.
Okay, now create an encrypted table space called people's tools. So now we are going to go ahead and create table space, right? For that, let's list. Now you see that we have one file that was created, ewallet.p12. So this is what they referred to earlier when saying that exclude p12 files when you back up the wallet, right? Now we are going to create a table space. You guys can stop me anytime if you have any questions. Create table space, people's tools.
Well, could you centralize that by your server?
Excuse me?
Could you centralize yourself? Yeah.
Centralize what?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
I need to write it somewhere. Need to put it somewhere in the steps. But I don't think you guys have blog writers. You guys have blog writers. Now the next step is to create a directory.
Chair, copy it. It's not going to send it in a group. Chair.
Step 1 for question 1 is to check the status of your wallet, whether it's closed or open. When you see it's closed, with the first condition, if inexistent, you want to create the directory for the wallet. Then NDIR, and then you want to set the encryption. And you want to set the encryption. What should I say? You want to attach the encryption key or the master key to it should be open. And there we are. Now we are going to create a table space. Create encrypted table space. Create table space. Get a file slash. Yeah, slash. Then let's get more slash.
Emerald, you didn't put encrypted.
Emerald, okay.
I didn't put right?
Encrypted
on the screen.
table space on the.
Where?
Look on Puri.
Where did I not put encrypted?
On Puri.
Yes, where am I supposed to put encrypted?
Create encrypted table space.
Encrypt the table.
Really? When did I say that? That's not a secret statement, guys.
Okay, it was not a SQL statement?
No.
Okay, because you from the script, I thought.
Not the script, that's just a step to do. You create an encrypted
Okay.
table space. That's a step. It's like here I put open should be open. Okay. Wallet. Wallet should be opened, right? Right. Now, here I'm starting to put the encryption specification. I'm going to use encryption using, now I'm going to use one of the algorithms. So let's look at the different encryption algorithm that we have. Let's choose one of the 4. Okay, but I'm going to use the first one, right? Let's go with that. Right. And I'm going to make sure that storage as well is So this is how you create an encrypted table space.
And more default storage.
Yes.
What does that mean, please?
It means default storage, where it would be stored by default. This is a simple statement. I'm going to put the. I mean, I don't know how to explain you default storage other than it's the default storage. Yeah. Here, the default storage is on disk, right? And there is a specific location you have in search for data files, TLSDMO. So those files, people.dbf, for example, that file as well will be encrypted. This is basically what it means. Does it make sense? No?
So this is the format, how you create an encrypted table space?
What do you mean?
Because at the end you mentioned encrypt. How about if you don't put encrypt?
Default storage means that the default storage as well will be encrypted. Simply that. So what would be, okay, and create table space, people choose data file, right? The name of the data file, size 29 megabyte. Here we are specifying the encryption algorithm, and we are specifying default storage that it is also encrypted. Are we good?
So do we have to specify the default storage? Is it optional?
You don't have to. It's optional. Very good. You don't have to. 1 minute. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
So the entire space is now encrypted. We are done with question 1. Again. Okay, so now we are going to move, move the table sysadm.psoprdbfn to the table space people's tools. So what we are going to do is, do you have the user sysadm? No, we don't. So I'm going to create user sysadm identified by sysadm.
Emerald, you can check because it was in one of the assignments.
Yeah, some people don't do the assignments, so he did it. Grant, connect. I'll assume that you have them, but he doesn't have to bring them again. Source to. Okay, you have it. Good. So I'm going to create a table. Okay, let me.
I have a question, Emerald. Why are you granting connect resource? Because I know the CIS has the DBA privilege. It was granted a DBA.
Was he?
Yeah, and from what we did.
Okay. So I wouldn't need to grant the other privileges. I'm going based on, I don't know if SysADM has those privileges. That's why I granted in case the user didn't have.
Okay.
The user has, I'm just issuing the SQL statement because in case some people don't have SysADM in the database. But so grant select on HR dot job or story to this. I'm just putting those privileges here because this is what we will need. But if he has them, that's good. Yeah. Create table. I'll select all from alter table. I'm going to move it. Move table space. So we are done with question 2, right? So if you already have SysADM with DBA privilege, you don't need to go through the extra steps, of course. But if you don't, go through just okay. Now question 3, perform a data pump export. We'll end very early today. That's good. Perform a data pump export of people's tools table space. So we need to perform an export. What did we say about
You can't encrypt table spaces.
we can't
Well, you can do the transported port table spaces with encrypted table spaces.
What did we say about TD? You said we cannot encrypt. What did we say about TDE and different types of import and exports? There are 3 things that were said at least. Yeah, 3 things.
I don't get your question.
What was said about TDE regarding import and exports? That's a very simple question.
It said we cannot transport encrypted table space.
You cannot encrypt tables owned by Sys.
I'm talking about export and import specifically.
Yeah, I'm too tired of this game.
Question 3 says perform a data pump export of the people's to table space. Right? So we can transport those table spaces from one database to another. However, there is a specificity that cannot be done. You cannot use regular data pump, import or export, and you cannot use transportable table space data pump to transport your database, your table space from one database to another. You can only use data pump. So you need to use the data pump export, import of the table spaces to be able to transport data from one table space to another. But we cannot use regular data pump, and we cannot use data from exportable table space. Good.
You said we cannot use regular data form? I don't.
Yes. We cannot use regular import export.
Okay. But we use data form to transport it, right?
Yes, we use data form. But we cannot use data from transportable table space.
We can import, export, or data form. I don't get it.
Okay, we have three types that we've seen so far. We've seen the regular import and export, right? We
Yes.
saw data pump. So we just use data pump to export and import. And then we saw transportable table spaces using data pump.
Yes.
So transportable table space is a specific, is a feature within data pump, basically. And it's not compatible with TDE.
Okay.
Okay, we are just going to do the export. SysADM, I assume, Sally, that it has DBA privilege, right? Is Sally around? Does SysADM has the DBA privilege?
That's my database. That's my.
Yeah, it's yours.
Okay, you got it.
It has the DBA privilege?
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you sleeping, Fali?
No, because I know patience is mine. Because I know what you say, what you want to import the ID does.
Okay, so we are going to perform a data pump job. So I'm KDIR minus PV slash or data slash pump. Unless you already have a data pump directory, well, I'm going to create.
I think I did it when I was doing it.
Create or replace directory people. Directory created. Now I'm going to export export a table space. So it's just a regular export, except that we need to specify the encryption password. It's normal export that we saw in yes. CCM directory. What directory again? People. Table space, people, tools. Need to make sure it's the password you put when you first set the encryption key, right?
Yes.
The export. Let's see if you actually have the privilege you say you give to
Megan.
Yes.
I was fortunate to export my table spaces, right? Now the problem was I was unable to import it.
Go to DB1.
To import table spaces, Natu.
Yes.
You mean you use transportable table spaces?
Yes.
Okay, that's DB2.
That's what he told me last time now. You should go to DB1.
The transportable table spaces is DB2. It's DB2, sorry. But if it was something else like space issues, I'm gonna give you the noise number.
Let me search for the error code and tell you.
Okay, sys ADM successfully completed. Okay, job successfully completed. Now I'm going to.
What is that statement, like unknown command beginning from DOM file equals to P blah blah blah?
Yeah, because it copied, it didn't. Let me see something. Let me go to / data. File set for a / Okay, so it did create a dump file. It did create a dump file because the dump file that it created a dump file automatically, actually. Here we have our dump file. And
if we see that, we don't have to worry about that, okay?
No. It's just a copy. It didn't copy, right?
Okay.
So if the job is done, now what I'm going to do is the name of, it didn't copy the dump file. So that part wasn't copied. So it did create its
Does it matter if you put the DOM file before the log file when you issuing the statement?
No, it doesn't matter. You can even put table spaces at the end.
Okay.
I like to put everything in one line. It didn't use encryption. It wasn't transported encrypted. So I'm going to remove that dump file. I'm going to remove everything and I'm going to run it again. It didn't copy the dump file. And the encryption password, it didn't transport it encrypted. Now it's encrypted. It went through the first time, but it didn't use the encryption password. So when I was going to import, it wasn't going to work. Okay, good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the wallet.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So now that you issued that, how do you figure out if the encrypted user was dual or was the transparent?
We don't specify, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was not specified. What do you mean
So
the
what,
encrypted user was
so
dual?
when it's not specified, which one is he
You
using?
mean the encryption mode?
Yes.
When not specified, it's dual.
Okay. Yeah, because I see the password is encrypted.
Yes.
Okay, you said for dual, which one is encrypted? The password and what again?
The password and the data, and the TDA, transparent data encryption.
Okay, and for transparency is only
the data.
Or the data?
Only the data.
Okay.
Alter system. So now we are closing the wallet. Close. Close it and specify the password to close it. Hide. Now we are done with the assignment. So this is basically assignment 11. It's very short. Next class we'll do next class we'll deal with the VPD. No, VDP.
Emma?
Yes. Yes.
Let me please ask you a favor. Could you try to import that table? Let me see where I went wrong.
You can share your screen. We are done. So let's take, I mean, we can share your screen. I'm going to stop sharing mine. Wait, before that, any question? Okay.
Emerald, when you ran the first export, why did it fail? I think
Why?
you ran, yeah, you ran the same.
It didn't fail. I ran the same thing, I know. But the thing is that since I went to the next line, when I pasted, you know, sometimes it happens when you paste it pastes the wrong way.
Oh,
so
okay.
it only pastes all the way to here, and after between those two, it goes the bug or something. So it didn't take into consideration the encryption password.
Okay.
So that's why, and you guys saw that the export was successful, but at the point of importing, it would cause problems when you don't have the encryption password specified. We wouldn't be able to.
Okay, I see.
Import it, yes. You would import it, but the data itself, when you try to have access to tables, you wouldn't be able to have access. Are we good?
All right.
Now let me stop sharing, and you guys, you can share the loop. Hopefully you're using your computer.
I'm trying to connect now with my computer.
Okay. Hope you have a good connection.
7-Eleven guy.
I wasn't being shady though. I was being concerned.
7-Eleven guy. No, Bello has a new computer. He said he has a new computer.
He has a MacBook, right?
Yeah, a MacBook.
Is it not difficult to work with the MacBook with all these things, Bello?
I was unable to download the Cisco software on it. For some reason I can't share my screen. I don't know.
Why? Maybe because you're the host.
No, not really. Let me check again.
Because I remember when we started a class, Prof was like, if you're using a MacBook, you're on your own.
Exactly. Honestly, it's really not the best. Natalie, are you connected? Not connected. I mean, she's connected. Oh, you're connected? Hello, how are you? It's been a while.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Are you good?
Yep, I think so.
She's talking to Natalie.
I'm talking to Natalie.
Yes, I'm good, Emerald. I'm good, thank you.
Yes, I need you to communicate with Zoe. Do you know Zoe?
Oh, hold on a second.
He's the class leader of the morning class. So I think you guys should try to discuss and see how you guys can come together for like some plans for the class eventually.
I'm sorry, for what?
I think it would be a good idea. So I don't know if you have contact. I think it would be a good idea so you guys can communicate on like maybe when we have like some projects that you guys would, for example, for Sunday, right? You guys would be having class together. So I think it's good if you two can discuss those things and come to an agreement eventually. Like, you know, you come as you represent the evening and he will represent the morning class. So I think it would be best to work like this. If you don't have his contact, I can give it to you. I can send it to you. Just let me know.
Okay, yeah, as you have noticed, I've not been really present lately. I don't know, is there anybody else that can I can't is there anybody
she's busy.
Well,
I was asking if there is anybody else.
Yeah, I was asking if there's anybody else that's more available that could probably take care of that. I have a lot going on right now, so it's gonna be a little difficult for me, and I don't want us missing out on anything.
That's okay.
Yeah, so to be truthful, I am short of a lot of information at the moment. So if there's anybody, a volunteer, or anybody that can take care of that, we appreciate it.
Could you please like address the situation that took place in the morning class today concerning the evening class? The morning class we're talking
You're breaking up.
the evening class.
You're breaking up. It's a sign that God doesn't want that to happen. I'm joking. Who's that? Who's that?
It's done. It's so.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Your connection isn't really good.
Oh, you're breaking.
I don't know if I'm slow there. I don't.
You're breaking.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, this is Alan. And actually, I was present in the morning class. Like I've been attending the morning class for a while now. I was present in the morning class today, and seriously, I didn't like what happened. I did not a little bit. Yeah, it was too much. Come on, we're a family. I think I thought we were a family. Like
we are a family.
In as much as some people do the morning class or some do the evening class because of our availability. For example, if my work schedule changed today, I might go to the morning class permanently. They should not act as if we are a divided class, because the insult they rained on the evening class was not at all nice. Not at all.
Okay, Mr. Alan.
Yes.
The person, the student who said something bad about the morning class, she apologized in the group. You're not in the morning class group, but she apologized, and she apologized for what she said. So we don't need to put more food on that. That's why I didn't even come back to it.
No,
and she said that,
no,
one moment, please. And she specified that she said that bad thing because there is one person in the evening class who did something really bad to her. So she was still resentful, right? And we told her like she should forgive whatever that person did to her. We are all one family, you know? So that's why I didn't want to bring it back, to bring more food to it. I think she should just calm down eventually and forgive, honestly. You cannot stay mad at someone because they did something 2 days before the DB1 exam, like, you know? So, but it's up to her to forgive, and she apologized, right? She did apologize for her statement.
Yeah.
So I cannot.
Emma, what I'm trying to say, wait, listen, please. What I'm trying to say, you are trying to say about the lady, but trust me, it wasn't just all about the lady.
It wasn't just
there were other people uttering words like some people even utter words like the evening class is useless. Utter words
That's
like,
the person that I'm talking about. One moment.
No,
the person who said the evening class is useless is her. She's the one who said that. And she explained that it's because one lady from the evening class, I don't know who, she didn't specify, was very, very rude to her. And she still resent that person since DB1 exam. She didn't say who the lady from the evening class is, but she apologized that she shouldn't insult the whole.
Maybe that is what you got. But trust me, there were multiple of people who were saying ill things about the morning class. I was present. I was the one who was shouting to them. I had a serious issue. I was the one who caused them to even end the class like that for multiple times. They had to mute everybody. I had a serious issue with them. It wasn't one person talking, like there were multiple of people talking ill things about the evening class. Some were lying, they say when they ask the evening class to come up with ideas, they don't come up with ideas. When they come up with their own ideas, we reject all their ideas. They said when they requested a class on Fridays, we are not there. We said we are not available. On Sundays now too, we say we are not available. They were like, what do we really want? Like, I mean, they said many things, Emerald. They said a lot of things.
I know they did say some things, but the main point here is that at the end of the day, they came in their group to apologize.
Emerald,
so they did
were
apologize.
They supposed to say those things? Because what happened was,
no, of course not.
You were just telling them what happened with our last class. Like we said, we could not have a class on Sunday based on the reason you presented to them.
Yes.
So what was the reason for them to start altering words like that to the evening class? That was.
And I told them that they shouldn't say that. I told them they shouldn't, right?
But
so I don't know.
The issue it was a serious issue.
So I don't know.
Right? Okay. I don't know who is talking, but going by statistics, let me just say this. Going by statistics, right? We are not just talking because we want to talk. We are all here to learn. There is nobody that knows more than everybody. In as much as our understanding capabilities are different, we do understand differently. It doesn't mean other people are dumb. If they're bringing up ideas, it's because they have the time for those ideas. The fact that we don't bring up ideas doesn't mean we can't bring up ideas. But we all work according to our schedules, right? If they have the time, they should not come as if we don't have anything to do. Because I heard things like, oh, we always bring ideas, and somebody said, oh, we should not put it this way that we dominate, because the evening class are feeling inferior. Come on, we are not feeling inferior.
But were you there in the morning class today?
I was there.
Thank you.
We are not feeling inferior. We are not mad at them bringing up ideas. But in as much as we are a class, we have to come to a compromise before everything is done.
Yes, and that's why we won't be having class this Sunday, and we're having class this next Sunday, because they wanted to have class, but you guys had other things to do, right?
Exactly. Same things that you can
it's because this time it went your way, guys. Last time when it went their way, you guys were not happy, and this time it went your way. You guys they were not happy. So it's just that. But it's really not something to blow out of proportion. I don't know if some of you have personal issues, because I think from what, I won't even say her name because it's not necessary. From what she said, she had an issue with one of you, with a lady in the evening class was very bad to her, was very mean, and she still resents that till this day. And she doesn't seem like a bad person. She seems like a nice person. So I don't know what happened. So I didn't want to bring it. One moment, please. I don't want to bring it. I didn't want to bring it back here because last time when you guys had the whole fight because of the other thing we did last time, I didn't bring it back to them because it's just unnecessary drama that honestly we don't need. We all know that you guys are one class. Morning class, evening class, you guys are one class. Myself, I used to be part of the evening and I'm part of the morning now. And sometimes I go back to the evening. So it's like you're all part of class 26. That's the whole thing. There is no comparison here. So I don't know about the personal issue. That's why I wanted Natalie, the class leader, to speak with Zoe so that you guys can come like to an agreement. And eventually, whatever issue there is in the background, you guys try to solve.
I will call a particular person's name too in that morning class, like the way they called a particular person's name in this evening class. There's somebody I've taken note of in the morning class too who always say things about the evening class.
I won't say any name because it's not necessary to say names. I cannot say names.
I will say his name. His name is Paul. He always say things about the evening class.
Don't say people's names, please.
I will call his name because I'm not. I will call his name. They did mention the same. I will call his name. His name is Paul. He's pompous. He always say things about the evening class because I attacked him today personally because I've noticed that from him. They need to talk to him to put him in order.
Some of them are running their mouth like that. At the end of the day, they will take an example for 1 week. With all the time they have.
That's not the point. I mean,
so that's
the thing. This is why Paul was saying that he's working.
No, Emma, I'm sorry for the statement I made, but it was not fun at all. It was
not. Trust me, I was not happy about it. I'm not happy about even the statement that she made. I was not happy, and I think you were there. I know, I was
focusing on that lady. There are
No, because the statement, she didn't just say it once. She repeated it at least 10 times.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Evening class are useless. That's why I put an emphasis. She said it at least 20 times. And I was like, don't say that. She would still repeat it.
Who
right?
said that?
So that's why I put an emphasis on that. No.
I remember Natu shared her screen. Natu shared her screen one time. They did work with her screen. At the end of the day, you said she should copy the stuff and send to people. Then by the end of the class, you copy those things and send to people. And then this particular girl was still there that Natu must send that stuff to her. And then Natu said, no, they've already sent it to people. Why must I be the one?
I know who is that. I know.
Natu is the problem.
Natu said no.
Yes,
Natu said no. I remember. Natu said no, she's not going to do that. That's why she's still mad today.
Oh,
what the heck is that?
Someone is reading you in the morning.
No, it means that at that point, there's not someone. She was so rude to me. Then I told her that if she threatened me, I'm not going to send the script.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When we finished doing the work after sharing my script, they asked me to send the script. And you told them that everything we did it before. So there's no need for me to share the script. Marie said the same thing. Like, there's nothing that we have to share.
Hey, I was not there.
You were there. Because we did everything. Alain said the same thing, that there's no need for us to share this, for me to send the script in a group, because we were doing the same thing that we used to do, so that everybody had the script. So Atabon and another girl started shouting and yelling that I must send the script, that if I don't send the script, they will see how I'm going to share my script again on this in this class.
We say do not call the name of somebody.
Hey,
You ended up sending that script. You even said it at the end of the day.
Yes. And I told them that, Emerald, I told when they were threatening me, I told them that if it's by force, I'm not going to send the script. Zoe came up and apologized and said that to please, if you can, send the script. And I sent the script. I sent it.
Why is she still mad? I don't.
Why is she still mad? And she said it in the group.
And she was
apologize.
When she was shouting, she was telling her friend that she needs to send the script. Her scripts are good. She needs to send the script. Like, if I do my script when they're doing the class, what? You're a student like me. Do your own script. You saw my script are good. I need to send you my script. Okay, I sent her the script. I said I'm not going to send it, and that was it. But Zoe came up and apologized. Then I to please, if you can send it, just send it. And I still sent it into the group. Not even like 5 minutes later, after the other girl, one of the girls sent the whole script, I still send the script.
Emerald, please let me say something.
The thing is, she seems, if that's only the reason, like you're saying it, I think it's. I mean, I don't understand why, because we told her to forgive and she said never in caps. So I don't know what happened.
Yes,
I mean, if that's just a matter of, that's kind of very sad.
Even after
Please
the
try
class,
to make
in the
peace.
group, in the morning group, they still told her to forgive. She still said no.
She said never. She literally said never. Yes.
Emerald, please, I want to just say something.
Go ahead.
You are the TA for both classes, right?
Yes.
And I believe we all listen to you. The morning class does listen to you in as much as the evening class does too. So in situations like that, I understand you told them it's okay. The morning class, they are part of the evening class, they are part of you too, and you guys should not say that against them because they are good people. You said that, and I remember.
Exactly.
But most of the times, right, you should not let it go to this point. Just steer them to stop it because it's not fun at all.
No, it was not, and we had.
I'm happy because some few people were there, like. Because at the end of the day, I got so mad at the whole show. Like, it was crazy.
I was at work. If I wasn't at work, I would have spoken my life there. But I just, like, I could not keep it. I just have to leave the meeting.
How can you call the whole class useless?
At least we are insulted. We're just saying that you should not take decision with them, but we never insulted them or insulted your class.
Excuse me, Emerald. Excuse me.
Yes.
Emerald, we take the class and the DB2 Sunday with people the morning class. I don't see nobody got knowledge is special more the people here. First of all. The second book told them if people don't want the class Sunday because some people special stuff to do, I got the obligation for the army. I go serve the country. If a people is lazy, he stay home, the mom and dad buy food for them, he got time to do the stuff, he can then think the people stupid. Told them, the next time, if somebody do something wrong for all of us, who, especially me, go see me and my way. Told them, that's not the first time I hear that. Here, the people not have respect for the people. The people need to have respect. If for the people not have respect, some people, we need to teach them the respect you need to learn from some people. That's not good. That's not the first time I hear the people, the morning class, talk the bad things for the people, the evening class. Because here with the adult, we respect them. But if you got a problem for somebody, call the people, talk to the people. If people go apologize to you, you go apologize to people, that's it. But if the next time you do that, you go see the people in the way. Told them.
We don't need to go that far, guys. We can just make peace. I think since Natu and Atabong have an issue, try to make peace, guys.
Emerald, I call a particular person's name. I said, Paul, talk to that guy too.
Emerald rectification.
Emerald,
I don't have an issue with anyone. And I don't think I even raised my voice that day. I didn't raise my voice. All I said is that you guys are shouting. I am not sending the script. They were the one fighting and shouting and screaming. That's all I said. I didn't go back and forth with them. So I don't have an issue with anybody. If she's holding me grudges, she's the one who will get old, get headache, and get heart attack. I don't have any grudge against anybody.
How can you be saying things hurting some other people, and at the end of the day, you use a statement like no hard feelings? Somebody should not take it like a personal issue. It means you know what you are saying is nothing. It's not something good for other people. You will be saying ill things about people, and when someone wants to retaliate, you say no ill feel, no bad feel, no hard feelings. It's not a personal attack or personal something. You already know what you are saying is not good.
So I don't have any brushes with anybody. Even here in EV class, there are sometimes we do script, and when they send it to the group, someone will say that see the video or look at the video. I don't see anybody who got mad at it. So I don't know why you shout at someone to send you my own script, my own script that I made. You are yelling at me to send you my own script. Like, who does that?
Emerald, I think we should discuss this topic when they're there, because now we are just, I don't know, we are just really wasting our strength for real.
The thing is, on Sunday we won't have time to.
It is very serious, for real. It's very serious. Because I
think we are all adults here.
Some people are already getting.
When we disagree with them, we won't insult them. Yes, we won't insult them or mention anybody's name.
The thing is, they didn't insult. I don't want you guys to think the whole morning class was this. No. The whole morning class was not disrespectful or did not insult you. It's just
not
some
the whole
people,
class. Not the whole class.
Few people, maybe not more than 2 or 3, honestly.
No, more than 2, Emma. No, more than 2 or 3. More than 2 or 3.
No, come on.
I had a personal issue with them today, so you cannot be twisting these things, Emma. I was there presently. I had personal issue with them, so I know the voice.
No, I think the only 2 people who were vocal were Atabom and Paul. And the only one who was actually very disrespectful was Atabom. That's it. Because she said it over and over for everybody to hear it.
Yeah, and that's the same way she was disrespectful that day, and that's why I said I'm not sending it. That's why I said I'm not sending. I don't know how many people tasked me to send that I should send them my script, and I sent not like 5, 6, 10 script.
Yeah, Natu, we are not even talking. Natu, we are not even talking about scripts. What I'm just saying is, when they bring up things like that must come. People have different way of thinking. Things like that must surface. My problem is when it comes like that, Emerald rebuke them at once. Let us stop it. Then everything will be fine. But if you let them talk, things like this will keep happening.
Yeah, people are getting mad. Fali is already.
Just rebuke them. Like, for example, if we are talking and you say, okay, class is okay, we'll listen to you. The same way if they're talking, you say, okay, it's fine. Which guys should stop? This is what we have to do. And that is the end. Everybody will stop. But when you let them talk, they will keep saying things like that and will keep hurting people.
Exactly. Because even today, I remember when I said, Emerald is our teacher. She has already made the decision. She has told you people the class is not going to hold this Sunday. It's going to hold the next Sunday. But they were like, why? No, Emerald, you don't have to do that. You are sacrificing your own time. Why will you say it's not going to hold this Sunday? It has to hold. You mean, tell them they should watch the video if they cannot attend. I mean, how can that happen?
Yeah, that was 1.2, that they should attend the class and send the video to the evening class. Come on.
Just imagine.
But I told them what to do. The thing is, I think it's best for you guys to express yourself and then we move on, right? So I think by now, I think the morning class are put down now. I don't think except maybe for Atabong, because everybody else in the group, I don't know if some of you are in the morning class group, but you can say that everybody has told her to forgive and to move on. But she didn't want to. And I really don't want to put an emphasis on her because she's my student too, and I like her. I don't want to say that she's bad.
You should stay on that spot. Let her not move.
No.
She's just looking for attention at this point.
Yes, let her not move. Like, just I'm very glad because the whole class was there. So everybody can testify that I didn't go back and forth with her. All I said is that I'm not sending the school. So if she wants to stay on that spot, she should stay till the end of the year.
So the fact that now that I know that it's not the person that she's having a problem with, and now that I hear the reason, very strange. Why would you mad at someone for this long over something this ridiculous? I don't understand.
Great. Hey.
You can go
Those
to the
scripts
video.
are gonna kill some people, I swear. Like,
I beg they should kill. Because I don't have any scripts.
Not to next time, please just give. Don't.
I'm not giving. Sister,
so you can have peace now, Mama. Next time, if they have to give.
She gave the script already.
No, I'm just saying that next time, let her not say no. Let her just give.
Joe, if that's the reason why Adabo is angry, the next time we'll have a class together where Emerald will say, share your script. I will share the script. And I will get the script. I will not send it.
The fact is, like Emerald said, let's just allow it, but they have to talk to them because at the end of the day, it wasn't just about the album. There were many controversies roaming around. Some say lazy people, some saying they don't come up with ideas. So it's just too much. So Emerald said, let's just, but they have to talk to them. That's just the simple thing. They have to talk to them.
Yeah, they have to stop that.
Honestly, it's something that needs to stop. And like I said, even Atabong apologized in the group. Did apologize.
Emerald,
so it's just.
Emerald, can I say something?
I'm not defending them. But
When
I
you
did
talk
apologize.
Money class.
Because what happened was they were saying those things. Like some of them were ignorant. Like some people in the evening class were like present in the morning session.
Yeah, they didn't know. A bulk of them didn't know that.
They knew that some of you were part. That's why they said it. They knew.
No, when I said some people are in the evening class and they can be here, and later on I said I for one am from the evening class and I'm here presently, and I started speaking, and it was different from like when they started before. It was different.
Okay, Natalie wanted to say something. So that's why I wanted you, the class leaders, to discuss and try to, come to a better place. You guys don't have to be best friends, but at least try to get along until you get your jobs and you leave and you won't have to see anyone, right?
You guys have made Fali angry. He has never spoken like that. You guys have made.
I tell you, Masa.
No, not only Fali. I swear, the way it was today, I swear it was something physical.
That's why I was mad. It was just because I was at work, I could not talk. I was really mad until I was sweating.
Myself, I was shaking where I was sitting. When I was talking, I was shaking when I was sitting. Like that's why I'm emphasizing because there are some particular people. It's like
okay.
I'll bring the problem to talk to them because there are some people that are really mad already in this class because of them. So
guys, don't be mad. It's like you guys are one class. I don't even understand the difference between morning. We didn't have that problem.
We explain these things to them. It's like they do not understand this thing. They do not understand we are the same class. It's just about the schedule. That's I explained this thing to them this thing today. It's just about, it's not like we choose it to be in the evening. It's just about our schedule. If today your schedule changed, you can join the morning class and be paid. It's not about morning and evening. But they themselves, they are like separating it, like they're making the morning to be different from the evening.
Natalie, the same class. Natalie wanted to say something.
No, I just wanted to
say they are the most intelligent people. That's what they know.
I just wanted to say, if there was an apology to be made, she should apologize to the evening people that were there. She should not send an apology to the morning class because she didn't of the morning class.
Yeah, that's the same thing I said. Like, what?
Yeah, that's why I said on Sunday or next week Sunday, we demand an official apology.
But also, does any of you feel useless? Does anybody feel stupid?
No, that's not the point.
Me particularly, I don't feel bad about what they say.
I don't even care.
They are free to see whatever they feel, whatever they think. But it doesn't affect me. I don't relate to that.
Thank you, Natalie.
If they were brave enough, they will come and say those things in front of us. So I consider that chit chat amongst them. And they can chat all they want. They are free to say whatever they want. I don't particularly feel touched about that.
No, but you cannot let your name to be
No, but they didn't call somebody's name. They said the whole evening class.
You belong to the class.
Exactly. I belong to the class, but I don't relate to that. I don't feel like I'm stupid. I don't feel like I'm useless.
I thought they called Natu's name. I thought they called Natu's name.
Okay, guys. Name was mentioned having a particular
what
issue
I'm saying is
different.
One moment, guys. She did apologize, like they apologized they apologized for first the whole chaos, and she said my apologies for my statement for the evening class. So they did apologize, and then she said I was just referring to one person in particular whom I have never forgiven for what she did few days to DB1. So this is what those were her apologies.
And that was Nacho. Her name. I was there. She called her name.
I remember too. It was Natu.
Honestly, I don't remember her calling any name.
No, she did. She called her name. She called her name. Not once, not twice.
I didn't hear that.
But that's okay. That's okay.
But I'm saying that she apologized, and I think that they came to a better understanding and they know what they did. I mean, they know that it wasn't good. I won't say they because it's not a whole morning class. They are like 60 or 50. So if 2 or 3 people are saying something, you cannot blame the whole morning class. This is
like Natalie said, Emerald, her apologies, those apologies are useless because it's
people are only concentrating on
in
this
the morning class.
Natu, is it because like if the person
you should say it in the evening class, like Natalie said.
It's not only about her. There were other people who said other things.
The apology should be in the evening class. Bring the apology to the evening class. Don't apologize to the morning class.
But she's not part of the evening class. How would she send the message?
The way she find her way insulting.
Emerald, see the way you're going about this thing, right? Emerald, the way you're going about this thing. Don't just focus on that lady who mentioned Natu's name. That was
no. What I'm saying is what the other ones said. For example, like Paul. I think Paul said something like.
Do you know there are certain things maybe you never got right? There are certain things maybe you never.
Maybe I didn't hear something you were mad about, but I heard Paul said. One moment, please. I know that I heard Paul said, I too work because I told them that. Some of them have to work, have to have more jobs. I mean, have like maybe 2 jobs. So they have to work hard. So you need to understand. And when I said that, I remember Paul said something like, me too, I work. So it's not a reason. So I remember that this is what Paul was saying. But I didn't hear Paul say anything really bad. That's why. But the only thing bad that I heard.
Do you know who said we are lazy and who said when they ask us to give opinion, we don't bring up any opinion. And when they bring up opinion, we reject all the opinions.
Someone said they're lazy. Honestly, I didn't hear someone say they're lazy. I didn't hear someone say that.
We had more than 7 people talking. Like there were more than 7 of them. That is not even my point. What I want just to ask a simple question, Emerald. When you bring something from the morning class, all we can do is, oh, Emerald, this thing cannot work with us. We've never insulted them for any reason.
That's my issue. Like It was crazy, like me getting them, like saying several things and referring to the morning class. It was like, what is going on? You just mentioned what we discussed. That was all you did.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. The reason I'm so mad because it's not the first time. I know here there's stuff the people the morning class.
It's not the first time.
Because I know here for the bond take.
When was the first time, guys? I think it's the first time.
Excuse me, Mary. I know he does thanks for the people the bond take. And he does thanks for people the outside the bond take. Because the people outside the bond take, some people not stuff the bond take. That's not the first time. I'm so patient. I'm patient in my life. Because not the first time I hear that. It's not the first time. You need
this should have never happened in a classroom anyway.
You need to tell them to stop.
Well, as soon as somebody starts such disruption, they should be kicked out of the Zoom. Like seriously, kick them out. It should be stopped. It shouldn't have gone as far.
That is what I'm saying. That if they
yes.
just tell them to stop, they will. But
if somebody doesn't want to stop, kick them out.
It will escalate to this.
Because
you kick everybody speaking out.
It was a repetition. It was not like it wasn't like something somebody just said in a particular moment. You understand? It was repetition. The people kept repeating things from one person to another. Like you understand? So that's why it was disturbing. It's not like a particular.
I mean,
person just said something.
We understand that when the first person brought it up and MO says you guys should stop it. This is not the place for it. If a second person brings it up, kick them out. No explanation. A classroom is no place for such things. If you have a problem with somebody, meet them outside. Yes. But that is a big disruption. It has no place in a classroom, no place.
Well, we just thank God. My only point is, Emerald, please, if you cannot handle it, talk to Prof. You understand? Let him like try to put those people in order. There are particular, it's not like you said, it's not the general class. You understand? But there are some particular people who need to be called to order, like seriously. There are some particular people in the morning class who they need to call them to order.
Okay.
If some people have wings, let them fly. That's okay. The other ones can take time to learn. Okay. We are not, you know, we are not mates. We are not equals.
Some of them are telling it like it's a competition. Like I don't understand. They are trying to make it like it's a competition.
Even if it's a competition, we will beat them.
They should compete with themselves, not with anybody else. If you feel
if it's a competition, we'll beat them.
That's why they're.
No, it's not a competition, guys.
That's why they're asking for Sunday because they want to catch up. That's the truth. They asked for Fridays. Now they're asking for Sundays. Catch up.
Guys, we don't need those statements. I think Zoe was the host, and he ended up just ending the meeting. So at the end, and it was at the end of the class. We're already done with the class.
He did a very good job, Emerald. Zoe did a very good job because I saw after the meeting, because before he ended the meeting, he muted people like I think like twice or thrice because of the same issue. And after that,
he muted everyone, but they would unmute themselves, right?
Yes, and they started it again, all over again, and he had to end the meeting. And exactly once he ended the meeting, he had to start like apologizing on the group, on the chat, like I'm sorry for ending the meeting in that manner and all the stuff like that. You understand? That's a group leader, and you see some charisma in him. But I mean, that's why I said there are some particular people in the morning class. It's not like we are generalizing everything, but you know, there are just some particular people they need to put in order, please. If you cannot do it, Emerald, please try to talk to Prof. Try. I know you know the people, and you can like fish them out. If you cannot do it, you can ask Zoe because he was present and he knows those people. You can just fish them out and like tell Prof to talk to them. Please, it's gonna be very, very important. They should put them in order.
Okay.
You shouldn't just say things because for them, some of them will tell you I was just clowning. But you cannot clown with certain words which are hurting other people's feelings. Like you say people are useless and then you cannot turn around and say I was just joking. No, it doesn't.
No, she apologized. She didn't say she was joking.
I'm just saying something. Like I said, for example.
Emerald is just focusing on Atamo.
No, because honestly, from what I heard, she's the only one who said something very disrespectful that I think was very disrespectful. Especially that I was telling her to stop.
Never heard that query in that
but honestly, it was 2 p.m. So me at 2 p.m. I was already
somebody will be like,
at 2 p.m. I was already getting my food ready, so I wasn't even paying attention anymore because I wasn't.
That's it. Because
so maybe I don't know exactly what Paul said, but I know that what I heard from Paul was not. I know that she
me, I'm not afraid. I will call him. They said they should not call him. That Paul, if I even happen to just see him, they think I will tell him.
Somebody will be like, what did the evening class even want at me?
Now that Paul, they are kind of Christian and that Paul, if they say, hey, don't shake. That one, I will call him even of from prof.
Like that is like they don't even want to go to school. As if you do pay my school fees for me. I pay my school fees. So if I want to go to school, I go. They're like, oh, they don't even want to go to school. Friday they don't want to attend class.
That's it, exactly. Come on. Until someone said, what do they really want? Somebody like, what do they really want? Friday they don't want to be there and Sunday they don't want to be there. What do they really want? They want to be enjoying. Just imagine.
Okay, guys. I think we've heard enough by now, and I'll just talk to them. I'll just speak in a group that obviously it was not acceptable. Some statements were not acceptable. So I'm not going to expect people to forgive, right, others for whatever happened. But at least the most important is that you guys can move past it. Honestly, this is really not, I think it's not something to even be mad about. I mean, I wouldn't be mad about something like that because you know that you guys are not useless, for one. You guys are not lazy. Why would you take it personal? You shouldn't take it personal. Now, so you guys should not be mad. Now, the people who made those statements, they should feel sorry about what they did. Some of them started feeling sorry. For the other one who are not aware, they should make an apology, right? So they should make an apology, and I will forward the apologies to your group. I think this is what I'm going to do. I just forward the apologies to the evening class because you guys didn't see the apologies that she made. So I will forward it to you. But I cannot send the apology that she sent because of the fact that she's specifying that she was referring to Natu. So I cannot send that apology.
Emerald, there's something you're missing here. Some of us are like spies. We belong to the morning class, both in the WhatsApp morning class group, in everything they do. I will also belong in this other evening class. So all those things they used to do, some of them I'm not aware that, hey, somebody from the other side might see this or might know this. That's it.
Okay.
Just tell the word that Ali said. The next time something like that happens, the host should kick the person that is disturbing the class out. Full stop. You should, like Natalie said, you shouldn't even let. If you speak 1-2 times, they say stop noise. If you don't want to stop noise, they should kick you out of the class.
Exactly. Kick you out.
And you're gonna watch the video. That's it.
Yes. Like they refer to us that we watch the videos on Sundays. We just kick everybody out.
I mean, everybody is grown up here. Nobody is a child here. So I feel like you guys can behave. I mean, people can behave. I don't see anyone who's like 15 or 13 here, right? But so we cannot control ourselves. This is what I don't really understand. So we really need to
never know.
And if it doesn't change, I'll bring it. I'll definitely bring it. Bring this.
We cannot all behave. You've seen it not once, not twice. There are people that lose temper. So
Emerald,
the solution is what Natalie is saying. Just kick the
Emerald, for me, I don't care about sorry. I don't care about sorry. I don't care about apologize.
Me too.
I want just one thing. Tell them they stop. This will be the last time. That's it.
This is what I'm going to do.
Calm down. Don't go and slap somebody and you go to jail. Calm down, bro.
He cannot, Masa.
The way he's saying that this should be the last time, it's like if he should.
That's what I'm saying. That Fali cannot go to jail. He's army man, so he will have all the reason to slap that person. That's
army man.
Fali's already angry. They should better stop it.
Life matters.
I'm a Cameroon.
Please don't say that, please. Okay, so it's the same for the evening class too, right? So every time someone is the host in the evening class, if someone is distracting the class, like it has happened before, just mute.
Yeah.
Mute. If the person unmutes himself, just kick the person out. Simple.
Yeah.
So it's for both classes because that nonsense happened in both classes. But it really needs to end and to really stop.
No, Emelo, with us, we behave ourselves. If somebody is going astray, when one or two just say, "Hey, stop," the person respect it or herself. We are very mature people, you understand.
At least we fight among ourselves.
We had a problem not long ago, I think it was last week. There was an issue here that escalated to the point where I just left the meeting.
That was because I was not present in
He
that
apologized for it.
class.
When did you guys apologize? The only
He
person who
apologized last class.
apologized.
Yeah. He apologized last class.
The only person who apologized was Jalo from the morning class. He apologized right after that meeting.
No, you have.
No, the person apologized too. We had after our meeting.
We're not there. They kicked you out, Emerald. They kicked you out.
Apologize to Emerald too.
So I didn't receive any
there were
apology.
other things to be discussed. Maybe
Hold
that
on,
was why
hold
the
on.
person could not
Hold on.
apologize.
I thought Brown apologized to Emerald.
No, Emerald was not there. Emerald had left.
No, Brian apologized to Emerald the same day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the same day. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
the same day. And Renata was like, this is not respect or apology because you were not.
Emerald said she didn't receive anything.
I didn't. The only apology I received was from Brian. Not Brian. Was from Jalo from the morning class. But I didn't receive any apologies from.
So if Brian didn't apologize to Emerald, that's wrong. You should have apologized to Emerald too.
But where's Brian? Brian is saying, now, Brian, can you apologize now? Where are you, Brian?
Please do that,
Brian. At least Emerald, we fight among ourselves. We are a family. We fight among ourselves. Yeah. We don't include people.
That's normal.
If you are family, tomorrow you won't be a family.
But that's what the family is made of now. Even two brothers stay in the same house and they don't speak for a year.
Hello, class.
Hello.
Yeah, Brian.
Sorry, I've been there, but sometimes I just want to stay quiet. I've been listening to all what is happening. Not that I don't have a word to say. Yeah, like on last class, Emerald, before I was like talking to the class, it happens when you left. Yeah, so I happened to apologize to all class. My reason why I was angry, it was because due to that period when I was having that grief and due to misunderstanding with Fali's word. So that was my cause of being having that anger at that moment when he said he lose his person. So I was just like, that was when I had that. But when I sit back, I came to the next class. You left before me saying that. So I apologize to the entire class first, disturbing the class.